I'm a financial, my background is financial services, and that's where I'm at.
And this is a good time, Jeff, because you did wrote a book on stocks.
Yes.
Now the big thing globally is they call the Liberation Day, tariffs and trades. And we've been seeing Trump's new tariff wave up to what, 10% to 49% on
Crazy.
foreign goods. So what's the buzz there? And are American businesses actually in favor of this? What do you see in the stock market? What's going on?
So I can just give you my thoughts. I'm not an economist, okay? That's one. One thing about me is I trade. When I trade, I'm more of just looking at the charts and trading. So I don't know a lot. So I'm just gonna kind of tell you. So I'm like you. And again, this is just my opinion. You might disagree, but it is what it is, right? I mean, the reality is we all live in this world. So let me give you my take. And again, I'm not an expert. People don't have to pay attention to me. You can even let me know in the chat if you agree or not. But number one, you are correct. This affects the whole world, right? And as far as tariffs, again, I'm just going to give you my opinion. So tariffs. So I believe the tariffs are going to be a great thing. Again, my whole philosophy is very simple. I don't understand why these other countries are pissed off, because they've been taking advantage of us forever. The last administration, oh my God, dude. Don't even want to get me started on them. They were weak, and it just allowed everybody to take advantage of us. And I don't get how they can charge all these tariffs on us, and when we come back with our reciprocal, and it's not even really reciprocal, it's basically half. How the hell are you going to get pissed off? If you're charging me 100% tariff and I charge you 50, what gives you the right? What gives you the right, man, to be pissed off at me? If you don't like it, you lower your tariff. And so, but there's a lot more to this. And again, I'm going to give you some crazy stuff, Doc, that you probably haven't thought about before. Maybe you just don't know, but we're just kind of starting off with the first part. So all these countries have been ripping us off, right? And now we're fighting back. We finally got somebody in charge. Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
before you move forward, they think they're not ripping us off.
Yeah.
It seems that we are the ones who are ripping them off.
Yeah. The reality is Trump said it good the other day. He doesn't blame them because they were able to get away with it. And he's like, wow, that's actually a pretty good business decision. But now that you got somebody in office who's a businessman, you have to understand this dude's a billionaire. He's a businessman. He's not a politician. And the United States is the biggest business in the world. And so he's running it like a business. And the reality is, because there's been basically no tariffs put on them, all of a sudden now they have tariffs and they're like, oh my God, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. But this is good. Okay. This is going to be really good in the long run for the U.S. And again, I'm not an economist. I'm just some average dude who played baseball, been trading stocks for a long time. But you have to admit what's been happening is everybody, a lot of the big companies have been doing their business in other countries, right? Moving out of the United States, building plants, doing business over there, right? So the reality is, what good does that do us when they're going overseas? So what Trump is telling him is, hey, look, man, number one, if you don't like the tariffs, you can start bringing your business and building in the United States. Because if you build in the United States, you have no tariffs. So if you're going to gripe, well, then shit, bring your business over here. And guess what? No tariffs. So that's one. And that's going to build the middle class like you can't even imagine, because all these jobs are going to open up. And you can already see the companies coming over. Right. They've already committed to building in the United States. That's going to produce so many jobs. And so that's the main thing for the tariffs. It's first, hey, bring your business over here. And if they bring their business over here, that's good for America. Again, The people that are here, it's more work, and it's about time, you know. But again, I got common sense, and the common sense is to me, again, just blow. It doesn't. I don't understand how you can be pissed off if you've been charging me X number and all of a sudden I charge you half. That makes no sense. But, you know, I got a little bit of common sense, so kind of seems pretty obvious to me. You rip us off, now we're going to come back and do something. What's up?
Yeah. And here's the thing. What Trump did was, I guess, revolutionary. Why? Because it brings huge companies like the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSM.
Yes.
Is it TSMC? They are investing here in the States. It's $100 billion investment. And you have Saudi companies, Johnson and Johnson, Scott's Banks, UAE. They are investing in the United States, which pushes the economy of the United States to go up. And since, like you said, there are no tariffs if they put their business here. Now,
Correct.
I guess the other thing is, the other side of the coin is, we got a huge American companies going offshore before. And I guess that's being tolerated by the previous administrations. And having these tariffs, it means they might be coming back here in the States, right?
Oh, they might not. They might. No, they are going to be coming back in the United States. It's like, you know, but the reality, see, what people are, okay, you know, somebody was talking about the stock market, right? The stock market is getting crushed. And yeah, it's getting crushed. But let me give you a little bit of lesson on the stock market based on what I know. First of all, and you may not know this, Doc, it's 8% control and own 95% of the stocks. So the reality is, the stock market going down, the wealthy, the very few people, the average person is even invested in those companies, just so you know. 8% own 95%. So what's happening, the stock market going down, see, this is what the hidden message that a lot of people don't understand. Trump is actually taking from the wealthy and distributing it to the middle class, because the people that are losing out right now are these big companies temporarily. They're going to just temporarily lose. It's taking money out. What he's also doing is, by doing the tariffs, it's causing the bond market to go up. Look at the bond market. The bond market's going up. The dollar's going down. So what does that do? Well, what that does is that's going to force the Fed to lower interest rates. Because so what's going to happen is, they're going to lower interest rates. Let me tell you how that's going to benefit. Number one, they've got this huge debt, right? America's got, the lower the interest rate, guess what? The less they're paying in interest on that debt, which is huge. That's because that's what they're trying to do, lower the debt. But guess what it does for you and me? People that got homes, they can go back and refinance their mortgages, save all that money, put that money back in the economy, and then all of a sudden you got these more jobs. So this is the best move in history. But what's happening is, the American media, right? MSDNC and all these CNN, what they're doing is, oh my God, this is so bad. They don't even know. Half of those fools aren't even invested. This is going to explode the middle class. It's going to bring down the debt. It's going to bring these companies back, and all these companies that are sticking it to us, guess what? That's about to change. This is the greatest thing ever, but they won't talk about this on the media because, well, they know it, but they're getting paid by the big corporations to instill fear in everybody.
Yeah, it's the fear mongering. And so many years we have the great divide between the elites and the poor, and almost the middle class are being wiped out. Right?
Middle class has been wiped out, bro. This is bringing it back. The middle class is going to thrive. This is going to be the greatest boom in American history. And the middle class, you and me, we are about to benefit with more jobs. Oh, guess what? And what's happening is, these companies, they start bringing their business over here. And by them doing these tariffs, that's going to force companies to buy now produce locally from America. And what do you think that's going to do? That's going to push the prices down. So when we go to the grocery store, we're going to pay less. You can already see it in the gas prices. We're going to pay less. You've already seen eggs come down. We're going to pay less. Again, temporary pain. You know, the stock's temporary. But in the end, this is going to be the greatest thing, and it's going to put everybody on a level playing field because China has been dominating, and that shit ain't going to happen no more.